All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. So, let's see. Hold on one second. Settlements at about 4:45. So I was having a little bit of issues this morning. Sorry, I'm late. My machine updated, and it's been kind of doing some weird stuff. And then, of course, you could tell I don't have my deviations again. They're gone again. And no matter what I do, they're not back. So that's that. Morning. So I'm getting a bit of a signal that this could, if we get a simplicity short. See, here's a potential break of this mini magnet, this recent bottom. Market hasn't moved a lot overnight, but we're getting this mini magnet to push down. So if I get an entry short, could be a run to settlement here, potentially. So let me see if I get an entry short underneath this green ice level for simplicity. Good morning. Let me make sure and refresh my dynamic magnets and all that good stuff. Okay. See if we get an entry under here. We do have an entry. See if it actually breaks. Well, it's kind of an entry. They're kind of angled down here. But see, it barely poked through. The close of the 30-tick bar would be 451.75. So down here. So see, this isn't really a clean. I mean, it broke right here, but it's not a really clean angle down. But plus, I want that bar on the 30-tick right here to close. 451.75. So if I can get an entry down here, would be, oh, wrong chart. If I get an entry down here, would be great. Morning. We have ODD on the 10-tick, so we'll see if it actually comes down or not. Okay, so getting a reset now. So I'm not looking for any more shorts at the moment. Go to the 50-tick. You can see we've only had 5 bars of chop in the overnight session here, and then 1 down, and here we are. Yeah, my computer's been on for definitely over an hour. It does not come back up. It's just random at this point this week. Some days it'll come up, some days it won't. I just look at the room charts to make sure I know where the deviations are. I've done everything. We do have 10 a.m. news, so it's a pretty big one. Consumer sentiment. So we'll see if market makes any moves before then. Yeah, you can still trade, but you do want to know where the where the deviations are. So I would look at the room chart and just know where they are. Because you don't want to take a trade like going right into settlement or something. Or going through it. So like I just have the room chart open over here and I'll just check it out. I can see where settlement is. See where all the devs are. Volume's kind of low. It's pretty low. 60, almost 67,000. It is 67,000 now. Typically I like it between 80 to 100 or more. Aaron, you do need gold for simplicity. Yeah, I have 6 monitors. I keep 4 for my charts, and then one has just like extra stuff like the OP chart, my positions, market analyzer, and then I have one free one where I keep my streaming software up, and then I can open up websites and different things if I need to. You see simplicity. If you just look at simplicity, it's, it's long, but it's trying to kind of keep going. You got to look at the 30 tick here, right up here where this magnet is to the left. You have this Paul right in here. And then here you have all these ZOIs. You have a lot of junk right here to the left. So that's why I wasn't looking for a simplicity long right there. because you have all that junk to the left you'd have to get through. And then also the 50 tick chart, it was coming right back up to the top here, this top bar. So in that case, I wait for an LRE. If it does continue, if it breaks this area, this zone, and continues running long, that's when I'll look for an LRE. So basically on the 10 tick, I'm looking, so I'd have to break all this area here, and then pull back to it, and I'll take a long off of that. But it very well could be testing it. It's like it came down here, came down here, finally broke it, kind of chopped, and made its way underneath it. So it could be just coming up here and testing it and coming back down. So we'll see what happens. Signal splitter? What's that? Oh, you mean for the monitors, or? Well, I have my graphics card holds 4 monitors, so I plug in 4 to my graphics card. But then, yeah, I do use a graphics card converter, basically, for each of the other monitors. It's a HDMI to USB. So I have one for each of those monitors, because if you plug in 2 to one of those, then it reduces your how much frames you can get. So I have one for each. It's from J5 Create. Let me see. I got it on Amazon. It's like $30. But it has its own like little video card within it. Yeah, it's this one here. It's a J5 Create USB to HDMI display adapter. Inside the little box, it has like its own little mini video card. So I think it's great. It works great. See if I throw the link. Throw the link in the chat here. Waiting to see if this can continue long. If it's going to break this area that I was talking about. And keep going. Okay. I think that should work there. Yep, there you go. There's the link. Yeah, Karen, those things are awesome. I've used them before as well, and I've never had any issues with them. And actually, those were the ones I tried some other ones before too, and they didn't really work well, or the screen would flicker and things like that. But this one, no problems. Yeah, the key on those things that I found out when I was trying to figure out, because I bought some cheaper ones myself, just like these little adapters, and I couldn't figure out why they either didn't work or they didn't work well. It's because the ones that I was buying, I don't know about yours, but the other ones the cheaper ones I was getting, they didn't have like the little video card converter inside the box. It was just an adapter so it can plug. I'm like, well, that does no good. I need video to come through. So that's when I found out about these that they had that little video card in them. Yeah, Sean, that's what I was mentioning. I would want this to go above this area and pull back to where we're at now for a long. So I'm just waiting to see if it'll actually continue up, because looking left over here, there's all this junk in this mini magnet that we have to kind of clear. But then, it's hard because as it continues up, we have cluster here, a couple clusters up here. So it's really not great for it to continue long. But if it did, that's where I'd be looking for that pullback LRE. And see, we just laid a fresh new I zone here as well. So I really need this thing to clear up in this area, get up in this area, and then pull back. That's what I was looking for. I actually would not mind a short underneath this wall and flux level. Yeah, that's a Lorex short right there on the 10. Lorex short. It's going right into that, but hey, I just refreshed my 50 tick. Bam, I got some devs. Who said that? Somebody said refresh it after a little while, after 30 minutes. Enrico. I've been on for 21 minutes and just refreshed. Well, that's how long my stream has been, but my charts have been up for more than that. And I refreshed my 50 tick, and I have my devs now. So, yeah, that actually worked. I really don't like price action, though, this morning. It's barely moving around. And overnight, we see the overnight. It didn't do anything. It hasn't done anything. I really feel like, because this news, the prelim, the consumer sentiment, right after inflation it's makes a big difference. Like that's a big report that markets are waiting on. So it's gonna be a big one. 10 a.m. After Fed funds rate increase, then CPI. The next one is this consumer state sentiment. Yeah, especially with all the things going on right now, consumer sentiment is playing a big role. Might get along above that area. Just don't love the way the market's been moving though, or lack thereof. I may hop in this long though, because it looks like if we get one, that we could potentially make it back up to the 0.25 dev, 486. It's not on this chart, but it's only if we get a long entry. It's a lot of clusters on the 10 to the left, but my risk is really not much, to be honest, because of how little the market has moved. Haven't got an entry though yet. Or not one that I like anyways. Because they are, if you look at simplicity, slightly angled up. Slightly, but I like it. I like a nice angle up. Clear, like back here, this is an angle up in a break. This is an angle up. This is just barely getting there. Fresh red eye zone. Yeah, I see it. I have it on my 50 tick. It's at 13,486.25. That would have been my target if I went long. It's right up here. Right up there. Went ahead and refreshed my simplicity chart since market's barely moving. So I can go ahead and get the devs on my simplicity chart. There we go. Got my devs up now. Simplicity is trying to come back short again. Again, I wouldn't, it's going right into this wall and flux level. So since there's already been an entry, if this continues down, that's when I just look for my LRE. If it continues. It's just stuck in this zone right now. Yeah, and I definitely need this to continue short before I consider a pullback in LRE because, I don't want it to get right here where all these clusters are. Like get in this area and then just reject and go back up. So I'd prefer it to continue down and then pull back up to that area and go short. No, it's working fine for me. I didn't have any issues with Ninja Trade or anything. I had computer issues, but not with that. And see this area where I mentioned that it could come down to, and you don't want it to get stuck here, so you don't want to be in anything right in this little area. I'd want it to continue short and then pull back to that area would be fine. I'm getting some bigger bars now too on simplicity. You see. So someone in the elite room just mentioned they're having a lag when they tried to close a position, but I'm not sure if that's just them. Nobody else is saying anything. Yeah, yesterday there was definitely an outage. There was a problem. So they were fixing people that got their accounts messed up. Yeah, it looks like a few people are saying they are seeing some lag. Yeah, it's Rhythmic. It's not Apex. It's the Rhythmic servers. So they have to get Rhythmic has to clean out their servers and give more servers because I mean it hasn't happened really in a long time, but a long time ago when Apex, there's just so many people came to Apex that it Rhythmic couldn't handle it and they had to upgrade their servers and do better basically, and they did, and it's been holding for a while. But now, I mean, we haven't had any problems for a long time, really. Just a random outage here or there, but yeah, Rhythmic's trying to get their stuff together for us. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, before Apex had the dedicated server, we would see some problems. I agree, Jimmy. That's why I'm kind of sitting here and don't really have any expectation to take a trade anymore because now we're 25 minutes to the open and then the news is 30 minutes after the open, and it's a really big deal, this consumer sentiment. So, yeah, I think we're going to stay in this zone until that news comes out. I believe all the trade of 8 issues have been resolved, which is as soon as I got resolved, then Rhythmic had the issues. So it's like, oh my god. But hey, this stuff we have to deal with sometimes, you know, using other people's money has its benefits, of course, we know that. And, you know, can't be, well, I don't say can't be, but we can't expect, I guess, perfection. But Apex is definitely on it. Every time anything happens, man, they work hard. Everybody's working hard in the background. So we know how great Apex treats us. So yeah, you can connect to both Rhythmic and Trade of 8. Just use the license, the Trade of 8 license they give you. Because I did that. I connected to both, to 3 connections actually. Well, yeah, 4 connections. I was connected to Trade of 8, Rhythmic, Kinetic, and NinjaTrader brokerage with my personal account. And that was on the Tradeovate license that Apex gives you. Yeah, I currently have all my accounts through Rhythmic. It's just because whenever I was getting my new evals and stuff like that, was the time that Tradeovate had just came out, and there was the conflict with it working with Ninja Trader and all that. So I was beta testing it with them, and that's when I was trying to get those new accounts. So I said, I'll just get these in Rhythmic for now. The only thing that I don't like or didn't like about Tradeovate was not having a dedicated place to see. I mean, you can look in your Apex dashboard, the account summary, and see your status of like where your accounts are and stuff. But as we know, that doesn't update until the end of the day. And so there's not a dashboard. You know how Rhythmic, we have our dashboard. We can see in, live all of our accounts, the status, the balances, all that. For the Tradeovate, you got to go in and pull reports basically. And it's not just like sitting there for you to see it all. I don't know. I just didn't really like the whole display of it all. That's the one thing I didn't like about Tradeovate. Yeah, same here. I like looking in our trader, see status of everything. Yeah, Jameson. I mean, I don't know though. It could. It could. It's a consolidation area. But we're getting close to the open, and that consumer sentiment news is big time. Really big. So it might get a little break out of this area, but I don't think the market's going to move very far at all until that report comes out. Which leads me to most likely I am done for the morning. Especially with the price action. I mean, it hasn't really moved at all since I've been on, so there's really no reason for me to take a trade with a few minutes left. Yeah, huge. Yeah, so I'm probably going to wrap it up here, but I wanted to update y'all if y'all remember that today is my last day at my job, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it this coming week yet, if I'm going to be on the pre-market or what that's going to look like. So I'm going to work that out, and then you all will know as soon as I get that worked out. But good things coming. Thank you. Yeah. Exciting for sure. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Trade well. Watch that news at 10 a.m. And have a great weekend. I'll see y'all soon. Take care.